In today's video, I'm going to show you how to draw a multi-level cabinet like this with a common face frame across the whole thing. Right now, CabWriter doesn't have a native way of drawing this entire thing and all in one go, so I'm going to show you how to draw it as individual cabinets and stitch the face frame together. With a face frame cabinet like this, if you want it to be one long cabinet with an uninterrupted face frame, you have to have these cabinets stitched together. If it was a frameless cabinet, you wouldn't have to worry about the face frame. You could just draw three cabinets right next to each other, one of a different height. So let me go to a new file here where we can draw this cabinet. And I'm going to start by drawing this cabinet here on the left. And we just go grab our story stick tool. And we're going to make this first style on the left here a left-end filler. So filler style is good in this particular situation because it's kind of a neutral style. It doesn't have any extra attributes like scribe attached to it. It doesn't draw any connector holes in the side of the cabinet and so on. So it's a great one for when you're just butting into something like this. This style, however, we are going to make a connector style. And that's because it's not a blind corner style, it's not a wall style where we need scribe, it's not a panel, it's not a sheet. I need something that it doesn't draw anything on the end of the cabinet so the next cabinet can tuck up in there. The reason I want a connector style is it'll draw some connector holes for me that I can use to connect the two cabinets together using 5mm barrel bolts. I'll show you that when we're done here. So I've got my two styles for this one, so I'm done. I'm going to make this a standard upper with one door. And notice here that I got nothing behind the style on this side, but it did draw these four holes here, which are connector holes. It's just a 5mm hole in my case, and the other cabinet next to it would have the same holes, and I can use barrel bolts to put them together. Because we're drawing a short cabinet next to it, we won't need these two, so we'll have to delete those at the end. All right, so now I'm going to go draw this cabinet over here, and this is going to be a blind, right-end blind style. I talk more about this in the drawing blind corner cabinets video if you want to learn more about blind corner cabinets. And again, over here on the left, this is going to be a similar connector style. And of course the one in the middle is also a connector. So that's it for this cabinet, and this is going to be a blind corner upper with two doors. And this box is going to be a standard upper with two doors also. All right. So now we've got the two flanking cabinets, and now we have to deal with this shorter one in the middle. So what I'm going to do is, straight up from this line on the blue axis, I'm going to draw another line 15 inches up. So I just typed in 15. That's going to be my offset. That means that this cabinet has got to be 23 inches tall. So what I'm going to do is go in and change my attributes for the upper cabinet. 23-inch cabinet height. Now, if you've watched the video on retrieving cabinet parameters, you'll know that we do store all the parameters to draw a cabinet with the cabinet when it's drawn. So these cabinets will have the full 38 inches or 36 inches stored with them. When we draw this cabinet, it'll have 23 inches stored with it. Sorry, these are 38 inches tall. So this gives us our starting point. So what we need to do is draw a cabinet that overlaps these two cabinets. So we're going to draw a style from here to here. And we're going to make that also a connector style, a left-end connector. And then we're going to go right here where it intersects the right-hand side of the style. And then we're going to go to the left-hand side of the style. And again, that is going to be a right end connector. So that defines where our cabinet goes. And so I'm going to hit the Command key on the Mac. And it's just going to be a standard upper. We've already set the height in the parameters. I'm going to do 2 doors. Say OK. So notice what we've done here. We've actually got, if I get rid of the guides for a moment, so view guides off, what this line is indicating here is that this style here belongs to this cabinet, and this style, this long one, belongs to this cabinet. So we need to get rid of a couple things. We want the one long rail going across the top. So we got to delete a few things first here. So I'm going to take and highlight this, 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 and this, and unlock them. I right click and delete them. So now notice I've just got these long styles left. And I've got to shorten these 2 styles, and I got to lengthen this rail. So I'm going to unlock those. So if I triple click on this component, now we're back to standard SketchUp tools. I know that my top rail is 2 inches tall, so I'm going to type in 2 inches using the push tool. Triple click, hit P for the push tool, push that down 2 inches, and now I can take this rail, triple click on it, go to my push-pull tool, and drag it all the way over here. And that's it. I have my cabinet. Now if I want to put a filler panel down in here, I'm going to turn my walls off and turn it around here. And now this is standard SketchUp. I'm going to start here, and I'm using my rectangle tool. So let me go over here and grab the rectangle tool. And then just put a rectangle there. And now I'm going to hit P for the push-pull tool. I'm going to pull it out till it's flush here, which is 3/4 of an inch. And then if I triple click on this and right click, I'm going to say Make Component. I'm just going to call this Filler Panel. Triple click on it again. I'm going to pull this out because I know my cabinet is 1/4 inch from the wall, so I'm going to pull it out 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to come down here and pull so it's flush. Then what I can do is do the move command right here. And if I hit the option key, and if I grab it right here and hold the option key down while I move it, it makes a copy of it. And I can move one over here to the right. Now at this point, CabWriter does not know anything about these filler panels, so they won't end up on the cut list, and they won't be associated with this cabinet. So you want to reference another video that we're going to have for creating your own custom components and naming them properly so that CabWriter will recognize them. But that is for another video. So the other thing I want to deal with here is those extra holes that we have. So I'm just going to turn off the doors, which there aren't any, end panels, there aren't any, and the upper face frames. And I'm also going to hide those 2 panels. So you see these 2 holes correspond with the same 2 holes on the other side, and they're drilled all the way through. So if I'm using a CNC, these will come out on the DXF on the construction holes layer. So I'll know when my CNC is doing its tool pathing to drill those all the way through. But these 2 holes obviously don't connect to anything, so I want to get rid of those. So to do that, I need to unlock this panel, right click on it, And I find it a little easier to do this by making this transparent. If you're deleting a hole, you got to delete all of the geometry inside the panel here. So up here, it's X-ray mode. And I believe you can also get that somewhere else. I'll have to find that one. I've put it up on my toolbar here. It might be under View. Yes, Face Style X-ray. So I've triple-clicked on this panel, and I can see all the way through where that hole is. So if I put a box around it and select that entire hole, and hit the Delete key, those holes are gone. So if I toggle off X-ray mode, you'll see that they're missing. And then, of course, I can go over and do that on this other panel. But if I turn all my stuff back on again, including my walls, and if I view the hidden geometry under the View menu, I can select both of these panels, right-click, and say Unhide. And there we go. We have our cabinet. Now, one thing you'll notice if we look at the, if I go to Window, Entity Info, when I select a component on this cabinet, you'll see that that's cabinet C20. This middle one is C22, and this one is C21. So CabWriter is not recognizing this as one big cabinet with multiple boxes. It's 3 separate cabinets. So in this case, this upper rail belongs to C21, even though it goes across C22 and another cabinet. So you'll just have to take that into account when you're doing your cut list. In the future, we hope to have a native tool that will draw a cabinet like this, all as one cabinet with multiple boxes. But until then, this is how you do it. Thank you.